Coming at you from the OLR podcast studio.
It's really more of a basement.
Coming to you from the OLR basement studio.
But it's still a podcast.
Coming to you from the podcast basement studio.
Yeah, but you still need to say OLR.
Coming to you from the OLR podcast basement studio.
Oh, that's way too many words.
Coming at you.
That's not enough. You still need to say OLR.
Let's just start. It's OLR.
And welcome to the One Lane Road podcast tonight. DK and Lucas. Lucas
Hello.
and DK, actually, isn't it? That's what the logo says.
Whatever it wants to be.
Lucas and DK. So tonight we're going to be joined. We just did a quick interview with Wes Shipp. He's part of the North Springs Music Festival here coming up. I was looking at the lineup and interviewed several of these guys. And Wes is still kind of a up-and-comer in the game. Got a couple songs on iTunes. Releasing some new music soon. He's got a single coming out October 1st that we'll cover. And so we tried it. It took 2 or 3 times to get Wes on the phone. And, anybody from our area can relate that there's no cell phone service. We have pretty sketchy cell phone service down here.
You know what's terrible for cell phone reception? An all-metal building.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just is what it is.
So Wes had a couple issues there for the first couple minutes. We called him, so wasn't as smooth as the introduction as usual because we'd already talked twice off the phone. But yeah, let's get into it. Our interview tonight with Wes Shipp. All right, we're joined tonight by Wes Shipp here on the One Lane Road podcast. I had to think about it for whatever reason. It's third time's a charm. We had some Wi-Fi issues there, some connections there. So like I said, we can relate. We're down here in the middle of nowhere, depending on Wi-Fi, so makes sense.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, way out in boonies.
Well, I appreciate you joining us tonight. Like I said before you cut out, I know you're really busy. And where all did you say you're playing the next 3 weeks? You're everywhere.
Oh man! So tomorrow we're headed to South Georgia, Florida, Arkansas, Tennessee, West Virginia, Ohio, and Indiana all in the next 3 weeks.
Where are you at in Tennessee? I mean, is it our show or is it somewhere else?
We're at Common John Brewing Company in Manchester, Tennessee.
Okay, that's right, where they have the big Bonnaroo Festival every year, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, some of the best mistakes I've made in my life probably at the Bonnaroos I went to, I guess.
Oh, same here. I used to live at a hippie commune about 10 miles from there.
What year was that?
2000, from like 2013, on and off from like 2013 to like 2016.
Wow.
17.
Well, so everybody's listening for the first time. Wes has got a hell of a story. It's been well detailed in the music community. Tonight we're gonna focus on the now and the future. So, but I'd encourage anybody to go check out Wes's website and read up on that story. It's a hell of a video about him, going viral and everything. It's in his past, but I know you're excited for everything that's coming up.
Oh yeah, excited for this show October 15th. That's for sure, man.
Well, I'm pretty proud of it. I know that it's starting to get some traction online, and out here we don't get a lot of music and a lot of shows. So I really wanted to build a lineup that I thought that would flow well together, and some guys, and in my opinion, the best music being made is in the Kentucky scene in that area, and just seeing all your guys' names, and I found your name probably a year ago, and it's just like everywhere I looked. Wes Shipp, and I was finally, after about the 4th or 5th time, I stopped, and I guess the first video I found was the one I shared again on Facebook the other day. It was the on the Death Before Pop Country link. The I've Been Down Hank Jr. cover, and I'm a huge Hank Jr. fan, and that's the first video I found of you.
That's actually one of the songs that's going on the album we're recording right now.
Okay. So first, let's talk about the new single. It's coming out October 1st, Lonesome 77203 with Billy Dawn Burns. That's getting a lot of traction online. What can you tell us about that before it's dropped?
Man, so I just got to play a show in Maryland with 2 guys by the name of Gary Weber and Cody Woody. And on this single, they're the guys that are playing mandolin and harmonica. And I'm super proud of the way this song turned. Because I don't know if other artists feel the same way, but there's first few that I don't know. They don't. You feel like you could have done them better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I got those pretty early. I feel like this song's a big step ahead and big step forward to what I'm actually trying to achieve playing music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Of course, you don't have a lot of music on iTunes. My Old Man and one more, of course, the videos out there for those, and to see where you've grown from there. Those were very well received at the time, and just the direction you're going in, and I can see your reverence for Billy Don Burns. I was a late bloomer on Billy Don Burns. It was only to about 9 years ago when I found him. It was a Riverfront Tavern after a Shooter Jennings performance at CMA Fest. We were there at Riverfront with Jesse Coulter and Shooter and Justin Wells and Colonel John Hensley and a lot of those guys. And Billy Don Burns was there, and it's the first time I ever met him or even heard of Billy Don Burns. I mean, you talk about, I guess, living under a rock. I had no idea how much he contributed to music.
And it's crazy because a lot of people won't, and they won't until he's already gone. You know what I mean? He's the world's best hidden treasure in country music, in my opinion.
Well, like he was around with all those other guys and never got the notoriety. It seems like that the other outlaws of that genre got. I know Josh Morningstar's always, spoke highly of him and really put his music out there. Josh really latched on to Billy Don Burns. They've done a lot of stuff together. So what kind of experience did you have with him on this song?
Man, so it was really cool. I had my first paid show, like after the viral video, was with him a few Halloweens ago, and he really digged some of the stuff that I just started writing. So I just started writing like 2 years ago, and kind of laid his catalog on me, and that song spoke to me really, really, really deeply because for like 6 years, 7 years, all I did was hot freight trains. And I don't know, it just kind of spoke to me. And I told him for like 6 or 7 months that I wanted to cut the song. And finally got around to it, got to do it, and he called me like 2 weeks after we had gotten all the instruments done and whatnot. They were getting the mixing done. And he said, I'm going to return the favor for you and let you cut one of my songs on my album we got coming out. So I'll end up having 2 songs with him the next week.
Between hopping trains and living in a hippie community, I mean, I imagine there's some songs are right there.
Oh yeah. If I can remember some of those nights.
Yeah, well, I get that. So what about the EP? When is how many songs? What's the title? Well, when's the release date? All that.
Roast beat and
hey, repeat that, Wes. You cut out again.
Pardon?
You cut out again.
I was saying the title to the EP is going to be Front Row Seat.
Okay.
It's based off an original that I wrote about 5 weeks ago.
And you have a date for that yet at all?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay.
We will be posting it here in the next few weeks, though. We're working on getting back in the studio here soon.
That this festival, like you said, coming up, and that's for you guys. I'm sure Wes, when he shares this interview, it's for the North Springs Music Festival. It's here in the address is Whitleyville, Tennessee. We're about an hour and a half outside of Nashville, and I know you're making a hell of a journey the night before. You're way up north, just to even get here the next day, and I appreciate you doing that so much.
Oh yeah, we can't wait, man.
We have Jason Eady, Cole Chaney, Justin Wells, Tony Logue, Sidney Adams, Jordan Foster, Addison Johnson, Jace Turley, and my buddy Mike DeMeza, and of course Wes. I'm really, like I said, I'm really proud of that lineup, and I just
I'm stoked to see Jace Turley again, man. Kid's killer.
Yeah, I just credit so many people that are putting music out there, and we don't get a lot of new music out this way. It's thank God for Spotify and Apple and and YouTube and stuff like that. And I, Hippies and Cowboys guys there in Kentucky really put me onto a lot of stuff. WB Walker, a lady named Jessica Blankenship that I follow on Facebook. There's so many people, especially in Kentucky, that's really helping independent musicians out that I would probably never discover this far down in Tennessee. We're closer to the pop country and glitz and glamour of Nashville than we are to some of the independent artists. And so to build this lineup,
Kentucky's doing a big deal for guys like us, man.
Well, you deserve it. I mean, all these guys that are you're busting your ass, you're putting in the miles, and you're writing your own songs. This festival's grown a little bit. This is year 3. We're still out in the middle of nowhere. We're still growing our name, but Addison Johnson's went on his social media so many times saying, "Hey, this is the best, one of the best independent country lineups you're going to see, and you'll never see this lineup again for $40."
No, definitely not.
And I've missed on a couple. I don't want to drop names, but there's a couple names I could have got last year, and I basically I budget the show myself, and I depend on local sponsors. And man, I'm really kicking myself in the ass for a couple of the people that I missed last year. So I'm really, really excited for this lineup. And I know Jason and Cole and Justin, and this will be the first time meeting you. I've not met Tony yet. I've worked with Sydney some, but this will be the first time I met Jace. So I saw you guys with Tony, and man, Tony's got some fire to him, doesn't he?
Man, Tony's in my top 3. He is. I don't even know how to explain it, dude. Like, hearing his is one thing. Hearing his stuff on Spotify and Pandora is one thing. I want to see him live, like a whole other beast. Yeah,
that's what I'm looking forward to. I mean, I'm a big Chris Knight fan, and I know he's pretty influenced by that. You can tell me he's got the spinoff of Carla Came Home, on the road to Richmond.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And as I appreciate you, the one thing you've done, man, you've shared the hell out of this for me. And you would think that's a simple thing for musicians to understand, but you wouldn't believe how many times we've interviewed or worked with musicians, and they don't really put it out there.
Man,
so
that's part of it, man. It's the self-promotion of it.
Well, and you've done it since day one, and sometimes you just scratch your head, and like the musician will wait till the day of and be like, "Hey, man, I'm gonna be in Whitleyville tonight." Well, come on, man. How many people's going to run to Whitleyville, Tennessee on a whim?
Well, I think we'll pull quite a big. I think it'll be a good year.
Yeah, I think so. And I went and seen Cole Chaney. He played about an hour up the road the other day, and he was really. I said, "What are you looking forward to?" And he said, "Man, I cannot wait to see Wes Shipp."
Oh, that?
Yeah. He said, "I'm not seeing him yet live," and he said, "I can't fucking wait to see him."
Hell yeah! I haven't seen him live either, and he's been on my bucket list for the longest time.
Yeah,
we've been meaning to run into each other for a minute.
Who else you looking forward to? Anybody else that you?
Jason Eady. Everything he speaks directly to my soul.
Oh, he's one of the best too.
Oh, there's not a bad song, anything that he's put out. Like,
no, he's been my favorite for 10 years. Cody Jinks, Jason Eady, just hand in hand for me. Just for two different reasons. But Eady is man, he's wonderful. And I just feel like he gets more comfortable in his own skin as he ages. And he played a show here for me in May at the Moonshine Distillery we got down here, and it was the last night of the tour. He'd been on the road like 6 weeks straight, and he was exhausted. And he's like, "Man, we just get through it." And that's what I always say to our crowds down here, about our crowds, is they're going to give it back to you. If you come out here and put on a show, a crowd's very, very good people down here. And Jason played that first song, and everybody lost their shit. And Jason's like, "All right, man, this is going to be fun."
Yeah, hell yeah.
And and Cole's
other than Jason and Justin, like and Cole, I think played with everybody on the lineup at least once.
Okay.
All super solid. Jordan Foster's up to get.
Yeah, I seen Jordan a long time ago. Then I didn't see him again until he opened for Jinx back in February, and he burned it down, man.
Oh, I bet. We played last time I played with him, I think was Festival of the Red, Kentucky.
Yeah, in this area, people really sleep on names if they never heard of them or if they, for whatever reason. So I just can't wait. I can't wait for you guys to get down here. People that have slept on some of these names and just knowing what they're about to see. I'm just really proud of it, and I promoted the hell out of it.
You know, we appreciate what you're doing.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, and
the more we can get out there, the better. You know what I mean?
Well, this is just good people down here. We're in the middle of nowhere, and everybody just loves good country music down here, and everybody down here is as sick as the rest of the world about how pop country's taken over and how, you hate to bitch about it because we all been bitching about it for 10 years, but it's just now getting to be the last maybe half a decade where you guys like you are surfacing and, getting exposure that we want to hear that kind of country music. We all, the Keith Whitleys that we grew up on, you guys are making that kind of stuff proud,
Yeah.
And that's what, Cole said that the other day, and it was the biggest compliment he could get from here. We played like a show of maybe 70 people for Cole. It was a small venue, that Moonshine Distillery. And of course, you guys travel so much that it's kind of funny because, we know where we're at, but he's like, where was that show at? Gainesville? I was like, no, Gainsboro. He goes, oh, yeah. He's like, man, I'll tell you what. He said, that was the first crowd that flipped for me. He said, I'm used to my Kentucky crowds. He's like, that was the first crowd that I could flip. And I was like, oh, shit, this is cool.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, it was a great compliment for this area. So, but yeah, you're trying to think who else. Like I said, Edie and Wells, Justin Wells. I can't speak highly enough of him as well.
Yeah, I haven't seen Justin or Jason yet. Man, I've heard a lot of good stuff about Justin Wells.
And you've got it. Well, he's. I don't know what he is, and that's what I like about it. I don't know what music what he falls in. I don't know that you have to have a category, but he just, man, I love the dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love the music, but man, the person, Justin Wells, is top notch.
Oh yeah. I'm excited to meet him, man.
So you're telling you got some family. I forget where you said you're from originally, but you said you got plenty of family up here in the Upper Cumberland area in Tennessee, though, right?
My son lives like over towards like Crossville, like Cookville area. My son lives over there.
Yeah,
and I got a brother that lives there.
Didn't you say
more so in that area?
What's that?
More so in like the Cookville area. Yeah, I got family out that way.
I got you. Yeah, we're in Cookville every day, but in Jamestown, you said something about Jamestown area, maybe, dude.
Yeah.
Different area up there now.
Oh yeah, and then my girlfriend, she's from down Lawrenceburg area.
Okay, so you're pretty familiar with this area. So it's.
Oh yeah.
All right, man. Well, I'm just, like I said, I'm just excited to see. I mean, for where you came from, I know, like I said, check out the story of Wes Shipp's story. He's came so far with all of his stuff in his past and the viral video. I mean, man, what did that do for you? I mean, as far as you were singing at the Walmart, right?
Oh man, it opened a lot of doors. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I had a bigger chance to like make it bigger, and I took like a 6-month hiatus before I actually quit doing drugs and quit fucking up like I was, and it still left a lot of doors open for me, and thank a lot of good people and a lot of folks that pushed me in the right direction, I guess, man.
Yeah, and just I can imagine how much better, like you said, since you got sober and everything, like your songwriting, like how much clearer everything is, and where you're at today versus 3 years ago.
I'd never written a song until I quit doing drugs.
Yeah. Okay. Never? Did you even think about it? Was it something you ever even thought about?
So back to Billy Don Burns, I sent him a cover of something I did before I started actually writing, because I met him 2 years ago. But he wrote me back and said, "Bro, if you wrote it, I could feel it a whole lot more." And that's what struck a nerve. That day I wrote my first.
So how many songs are you thinking might be on the EP when it is released?
5 or 6.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to hear it. Like I said,
I appreciate it, man.
use the Hank Jr. stuff. You a big Hank Jr. or Waylon or?
Oh yeah, big Junior fan. Of all, I mean, I'm a fan. I love everything, but
yeah, I don't think you can beat. I mean, Hank Jr. is my favorite of all time. Just the whole package, just songwriting, charisma, shit talking, just everything, just bravado in general.
Oh yeah, he pounded out all the Williams. That's for sure.
Do what?
Was talented out of Williams, in my opinion.
I think so too, and I get that. Hank Sr. was Hank Sr., but I mean Hank Jr.'s done it for. I mean, God, he's done it for 60 years, basically. Now.
Oh yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
Well, all right, man. I
was
won't.
a really big 3 fan though too.
Do what?
I was a really big Hank fan there for a while though too when I was traveling.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and that's trickled down. I was a big Hank 3 fan. His first couple albums, and what's
come out with Straight to Hell. The Straight to Hell album's probably my number one favorite album.
Yes, that was I was trying to think of the name of it. I couldn't remember it. He's got the line about Kid Rock because that's when all the rumors about Kid Rock being Hank Jr.'s son. He said,
"Oh yeah, that's that album."
Yeah. He's just went into hiding. I guess I hadn't heard anything about him in years.
I heard a few rumors about him and Mike Herbson. I don't know what all truth was in it. I mean, he's got some stuff that he's dropping here soon from what I saw on Facebook earlier.
Okay, and his son, he's just going by 4. He's doing a lot of stuff. He just played Muddy Roots here in Cookeville a couple weekends ago, and I think that album's produced by Shooter Jennings.
I haven't met Coleman yet, man, but I really hope to catch one of his. I've met his banjo player because he played 3 back in the day.
Okay. I've seen Coleman. He's playing, like I said, he played Muddy Roots here in Cookeville, and I've seen a couple of Nashville shows that he's had. So he's out there, and like I said, I think Shooter produced that record.
Yeah.
It's I've not I've not checked it out a whole lot yet, but like I said, I'm more geared towards the Hank Jr. stuff. I appreciate all the Williamses. I even like some of Sam's stuff. Hank's youngest son, he did a couple songs. He put out an album that was it's not really country, it's kind of pop, but he had a couple pretty good songs on those on that album as well. So just different. It's not what you expect out of Hank Jr.'s son,
Oh yeah.
So, well, hey man, we won't keep you. We're gonna do an episode, different episode as well. We'll put this one out individually with just your name on it, and you, as soon as it's up, I'll text it to you. You guys, you feel free to share it and everything. But yeah, looking forward to the release. Once again, Lonesome 77203 with Billy Don Burns, October 1st. Look out for that EP in the near future. And like I said, anybody listening, Wes will be part of the North Springs Music Festival, October 15th, Whitleyville, Tennessee. You can get tickets on Eventbrite or at northspringsmusicfestival.com. BYOB, that's what everybody seems to like about this one. I don't sell beer. I'll let you bring your own beer in for $5, so it's pretty hard to beat if you're a drinking man.
Oh.
And camping on site and all that other stuff, but just a hell of a lineup. And I'm really proud to have you, man. Jay Sneedy, Cole Chaney, Justin Wells, Tony Logue, Sidney Adams, Jordan Foster, Mike DeMeza, Jace Turley, Addison Johnson, and Wes Shipp. I think people's going to really dig you down here for sure.
Hey, we can't wait to come, man. We appreciate you having us.
All right, brother. I'll see you on October 15th.
Hey, thanks, man.
See you, man. All right, another cheap plug, Wes Shipp, part of the North Springs Music Festival. You just heard the lineup. I'm very super proud, and if it sounded like I was stroking my ego on that, I didn't mean to. I'm just really proud for you to be seeing these guys. You know how I feel about Jay Sneedy. You know how I feel about Cole Chaney, Justin Wells. Obviously Mike DeMeza. Then Sidney Adams is so talented. The lone female on the bill, I didn't mean for it to be that way. I reached out to a couple more. It's hard when you're trying to build a festival on who you can get to come on certain days and everything. But he mentioned it. Tony Logue is I can't wait to see him. I can't wait to see him. Just got a little Steve Earle, a little Chris Knight kind of vibe to him. Jordan Foster and Jace Turley. Jace Turley, I don't know that he's 18 years old yet. It's just this is a very slept-on lineup. I think people around here, there's a select handful. You're going to have your Travis Foxes, Adam Joneses, guys like that. It's they're going to be digging it, and everybody else kind of like, well, Julie spoiled them last year. Julie
Right.
Roberts spoiled them.
Right.
But I just can't vouch for this lineup enough. Jason E's one of the best songwriters in the world.
Oh, God.
He's.
Anybody still sleep on this area still sleeping on Jason Eady, just ain't paying attention.
Well, did I tell you he's going to the Grand Ole Opry?
Yep.
Yeah, I know. I did. I did. I just had another cheap plug.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm excited. And Wes, appreciate Wes taking the time to talk to us there. And you can get those tickets, NorthSpringsMusicFestival.com. Thank to Zach Lee for doing that for us. So, yeah, check out the website. Come on down, Whitleyville, Tennessee, October 15th.